A new council member is appointed, and part one of our look back at 2017. This and more up next on this week's edition of Lexington Now. I'm Neil Noah in for Sherelle Roberts, and this is Lexington Now. The mayor has appointed a new council member to fill the 7th District Council seat vacated by the departure of Jennifer Scutchfield.
All right, well, welcome everyone. Thank you all for being here this morning. Special welcome to the Worley family, to Preston's wife Langdon, his mother Jamie, and Langdon's mother and father, Scarlett and Andy Ryan, right over here, and Judge Bunnell, thank you for joining us. She's got a big part of this. Just a minute. I also see many members of the McBrayer Law Firm. Terry, thank you for bringing the whole delegation. All right, we are joined by council members Richard Maloney, Angela Evans, Jennifer Massotti, Susan Lamb, Joe Smith, Amanda Mays Bledsoe, James Brown, and Kathy Ploman. Our vice mayor called and said that he's out of town today. Well, today I am pleased to announce my choice for 7th District Council Member, Preston Worley. That's an applause line, y'all. Preston has a great story to tell. Like many young professionals in Lexington, Preston believes our city has a bright future, and he's ready to roll up his sleeves and work hard for the 7th District and for his entire community. Preston's given back since his days at the university. Active volunteer, member of the Kentucky Children's Hospital Executive Development Council, the Golden Matrix Fund Advisory Council, the Ellerslie at DeLong Homeowners Association Board of Directors, and Coaches for Kids. And that's just among many organizations. He works with a downtown law firm, making him part of the downtown community as well, realizing that and recognizing that the downtown is everybody's neighborhood. Preston has a diverse law practice that includes affordable housing. As we work to leverage private funds to build more affordable apartments and houses, Preston's experience will be a real asset to the council and to our city. Preston is committed to making our city the very best it can be, and that's what being a council member is all about. So it is now my pleasure to introduce Preston Worley. Preston.
Mayor, thank you so much, and thank you to my family for being here, particularly my wife Langdon. I want to thank the council members for being here. I look forward to working with you and being a colleague with you. This really is an honor for me. Originally from nearby Richmond, like a lot of folks in surrounding communities, I spent a lot of time in Lexington growing up. But since my time in the university to now, Lexington became my adopted home, and now I love this city and proudly call it home. Lexington's afforded my wife and I a lot of opportunity, and we believe in giving back. We've had opportunities in the past to give back, but being on the council will be a great honor and a great opportunity to serve, and through that service we can make this city better. I'm so excited to be part of the city's next chapter of success, but my focus, of course, will be the 7th District. We need to take a hard look at crime, and the people in the 7th District are worried about violent crime and property crimes throughout the past. We have important decisions in the future to make about parks, and the 7th District is home to two of the city's great recreational outdoor complexes. And when we think about bringing new families into the community, Jacobson Park, Lakeside Golf Course, these are places that we need to take a real important look at. And we need to foster and celebrate diversity. The 7th District is a very diverse district, and I so look forward to reaching out to my neighbors and the people throughout the 7th District, all the way from Childsburg to Woodhill, Squires to Andover Hills. We've got a lot of work to do, and in the next few weeks I look forward to meeting all those people, listening to their concerns, and working to get together to make this city a great success.
If you'd raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the Commonwealth, and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky, so long as you continue a citizen thereof, and you will faithfully execute to the very best of your ability the office of council member according to law, and that you possess the qualifications required by statute and ordinance, and do you further solemnly swear that since the adoption of this present Constitution, you, being a citizen of this state, have not fought a duel with deadly weapons within the state nor out of it, nor have you sent or accepted a challenge to fight a duel with deadly weapons, nor have you acted as second in carrying a challenge, nor aided or assisted any person thus offending, so help you God.
I do.
Excellent. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge.
Excellent.
We now bring you part one of our look back at 2017, and we begin with the unveiling of Lexington's new community flag back in March.
Whereas in December 2016, 8th grade students from Lexington Christian Academy called attention to the need for a Lexington community flag in a presentation to the Lexington Fayette Urban County Council. And whereas the blue horse, depicting the horse Lexington, that's what it really does, it depicts the horse Lexington, is rapidly becoming a well-known symbol for our city thanks to the work of Visit Lex. And whereas the Urban County Council has made the blue horse flag Lexington's community flag, therefore I, Jim Gray, as mayor of Lexington, in appreciation of the fine students at Lexington Christian Academy, do hereby declare Thursday, March 16, 2017, as Lexington Christian Academy Day in Lexington, and present the school with a blue horse Lexington community flag. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody very much.
It is a great privilege to be here with you today to celebrate the official unveiling of the City Pride flag. As Mayor Gray was explaining, several years ago, Visit Lex embarked on a process with internationally recognized designers to launch a new brand with a fresh new look for our organization. The result was Big Lex, who has become the beloved brand of the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Our goal was twofold. We wanted a distinct brand that was instantly recognizable and distinct. And we wanted a brand that paid tribute to our history and heritage while embracing the innovation and energy of our great city and its people. The Blue Horse was inspired by the famous racehorse Lexington, a grand sire in the 1800s named after the city of his birth. He was a true champion on and off the track and is an icon in the thoroughbred racing industry. While we wanted to celebrate the heritage of the internationally recognized horse capital of the world, we knew that a brown horse just wouldn't do. So being the big blue nation, we knew the obvious color, Kentucky blue, a color that would resonate with our locals and make us memorable to our visitors. Blue also represents the vitality and energy of our great American city. And Visit Lex is thrilled that you, as our students and city leadership, agree. We are delighted to be here to participate in the unveiling of the City Pride flag. Thank you all.
In May, the city took steps to help end the problem of panhandling with the introduction of the End Panhandling Now jobs van.
Today we are introducing the End Panhandling Now van. This van will travel Lexington streets and offer a ride to those who want an opportunity to work and earn. We're offering a hand up to those who are asking for a handout in our streets, a ride to those who want a job. Workers will earn $9 an hour, and that's more than the minimum wage. The city will offer jobs cleaning up the community. Private businesses needing day laborers can also participate. With council approval, the van will be donated to New Life Day Center, which will operate the program. Now, our community is a giving and caring community. We were recently, in fact, named one of the most generous cities in America. No one has to beg for food and shelter in Lexington. We are a compassionate community. Our city invests almost $6 million a year in programs that help people experiencing homelessness or those living in extreme poverty. We provide shelter and housing and food. Giving to panhandlers can cause the wrong result. It can support dangerous addictions. For those who want to give, a very good thing, we're encouraging folks to give to lexgive.com. Gifts will help support the van program. I want to thank the United Way and 211 for working with us on this program. Now, in addition to the van, we will propose a new city ordinance to the council in early May. This new ordinance will focus on safety for pedestrians and motorists. We will also post signs at intersections asking citizens not to give cash to panhandlers, because panhandling in the streets is dangerous. Our city has had several instances of panhandlers actually being struck by cars, and we've even had fatalities.
Charlie Lanter and I traveled to Albuquerque, and we witnessed firsthand a great program that was invented by Mayor Berry out there, who's the counterpart of our mayor. They work together, they speak highly of each other, even behind each other's back. So what we saw out there was a pickup of the morning of people that were panhandlers, homeless people primarily, but not all homeless. And they would be hauled to a job site furnished by the city, and they would work there for 6 hours a day. So Charlie and I went along with that, and I actually worked in the crew, and I observed firsthand. I was reminded of my career in business, what I already knew, but kind of had, wasn't in the front of my mind anymore, that there's a great spirit that comes from working. Now, some of you that have a background in business, there's a term about connecting things together. It's called vertical integration. And so we're applying the concept of vertical integration here. We're taking the people and getting them jobs, and then when we do that, we at New Life Day Center will be able to put them in apartments because we will give them a free rent deposit. And when you give people a free rent deposit to have income, they go into housing and they stay there. We've proven that this year. We've had about 130 in the last 10 months that we've given a free rent deposit to, and as a result of that, they got shelter, they got walls for the wind, roof for the rain, and about 90% of them so far are standing and staying stood. They're sticking. They're not relapsing. We've only had about 10 or 12 relapse out of 130. So it's a successful program, but one of the reasons that I accepted this role that was offered by the mayor and Charlie is I want to see the people take the money and get into housing. That's the goal. It's a twofer. It's a vertical integration approach.
We were impressed with Albuquerque's initiative because they started with one van a couple days a week, and after just a short time, they moved to 2 vans 5 days a week. And that was because so many people wanted on the van. We expect that these folks want to work. Not everyone is going to want on the van, but there will be sufficient need. There will be sufficient interest and sufficient opportunity for those who want help. Every day when they stop for lunch, we're going to have people come out and work with them to try and help get them connected to permanent full-time employment and any of their other needs met, as Steve said, helping get them into housing, help to get them into full-time employment. Whatever it is that they need, we're going to connect them to that. The mayor said that this is a generous community. This is not a value judgment. We are not judging anyone on our streets. They are our friends. We know them, and we want to help them. And our community has asked for that help, and we're delivering with this opportunity to help present them with an answer to their question, which is, will you help me?
When we come back, the city took a stand against gun violence.
Hello, my name is Lauren and I work for Lexington's Division of Waste Management. Did you know that the Division of Waste Management services over 96,000 homes and 3,000 businesses every single week? It's our top priority to bring you, the customer, the highest quality waste collection service each week. And throughout the holiday season, we continue that great quality service. We're here today with a friendly reminder and all the information you'll need so that your waste collection does not skip a beat throughout the holidays. Those customers that normally receive waste collection on Mondays will note that Christmas will be observed on Monday, December 25th of this year. Those customers will want to ensure to have carts out on Tuesday evening, December 26th, to ensure collection on Wednesday, December 27th, the makeup day. The following Monday holidays, including New Year's Day and Martin Luther King Jr. Day, will receive Wednesday makeup collection days, because both of those holidays will occur on Mondays.
Welcome back to the show. On June 2nd, officials took time to recognize the need for concrete steps to help end the rising threat of gun violence, especially amongst our youth.
We come together today as citizens and leaders of this community to do three things. The first is that we want to remember and to honor the victims of gun violence. We want to remind ourselves that these were all lives that mattered. These were people with hope and promise. They were brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, daughters, sons, husbands, wives, cousins, and they were people who were loved. And we also want to recognize the survivors of gun violence, many of whom are with us today. But we wouldn't be doing justice to the memory of these people that we've lost or to the grief of the survivors if we stopped with simply remembering and acknowledging. We want to go further, and we want to say that we know that these deaths were not inevitable. These deaths are the result of man-made structures in our lives, and we refuse to accept our high rates of gun violence as necessary collateral facts of life. So we're here not only to honor and recognize victims and survivors, we're here to say that we can do better, and we will do better.
Now, Lexington remains one of the safest cities for its size in America, but that doesn't mean a lot if it's your neighborhood that's been victimized by criminals. Our city, like many others across America, has been facing a growing epidemic of drugs and consequently of issues like youth violence. And we can all agree that even one act of violence, one murder, is far too many. Moms and students, thanks to each of you for being here today. Jenna, it's great to see young people involved. I especially want to thank Anita Franklin. Anita, you have been an extraordinary leader for our city. Thank you for joining us and for representing those of you here remembering your loved ones. We can't experience your pain, but we can share it. As the Chief and I were saying just before we came out, that we can walk along with you and resolve to do all we can to end violence. I've been asked to prepare a proclamation for today, and I'd like to read it now. And this proclamation reads, National Gun Violence Awareness Day. I, Jim Gray, as mayor of Lexington, as both a supporter of Second Amendment rights and as a mayor who recognizes the need to end gun violence on our streets through common sense measures like improved gun safety measures and closing loopholes in criminal background checks, do hereby declare June 2nd, 2017 as National Gun Violence Awareness Day in Lexington in honor of those who have lost their lives to gun violence.
And now will you please join me in a moment of remembrance for those victims?
I want to share something with you. I frequently try to find different things that you can relate to how we feel. So I ran across a cartoon, and there was a teacher surrounded by children. And this teacher asked her students, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" And one student eagerly waved his hand and said, "Alive." Why are our kids feeling that the one thing they want to be is alive? Not to be a teacher, not to be the mayor of our city, not to be the president of the United States. Gun violence is definitely an epidemic. What this day means to me and my family is empowerment. We are breaking the silence here in our community. We are not afraid to hold conversations. We're not afraid to go out of our bounds, out of the normal, and ask people to join us like you here, Moms Demand Action, and our whole urban county government. We have to keep speaking out about violence. What I would like for people to take away from today is to teach our kids to stop saying, rest in peace. We need to start teaching our kids to say, live in peace.
So today we wear orange to get people talking. Today we wear orange to show that we are together against gun violence and we are not going to let this be a problem. Today we wear orange for all the mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, the grandmothers, the grandfathers, the aunts, and the uncles who have lost loved ones to these horrific issues in our country. We wear orange today to honor Hadia Pendleton, who was shot in the back and killed while standing with her friends inside Harsh Park in Kenwood, Chicago, after taking her final exams that day. We wear orange today to get our point across and to make sure everybody knows why we are here. And today we are going to continue to wear our orange loud and proud until something changes in our community. Too many people have died due to gun violence, and it ends now.
So what do we do? That's the question. What do we do? Well, the first thing is we can't be silent. If you see something, do something. Work with our local officials, work with our police department to let people know what's going on. Use the text a tip that Anita was talking about. Those are specific things you can do. Also, get involved with others. Moms Demand Action is a nonpartisan national grassroots program looking to end gun violence through common sense solutions. We started in 2012 after the Sandy Hook Elementary shooting. Sandra Watts, a stay-at-home mom, started the group. Shannon Watts started the group. She started with some Facebook friends and said, we've got to do something. The next year, they joined with Mayors Against Illegal Guns, and at this point, less than 5 years later, we have 3.5 million supporters in the United States.
Also in June, the official unveiling of plans for Town Branch Park took place.
Today we are taking the first step toward construction of Town Branch Park. It's an historic day, a day we'll look back on as an inflection point for progress in our city. Today's announcement really does represent a giant step forward. It's truly an unprecedented step for gifts for the city of Lexington. It's an investment in our citizens today and in future generations. It's an investment in our history. Town Branch was the original water source around which the city was founded and settled 242 years ago in 1775. It was here for the past, it's here for the present, and it will be here now for future generations. Our council members know that when we're doing our jobs, we're not just thinking about today, but we're thinking about tomorrow. And great cities have great parks, great public spaces for all our citizens. This park will be a destination. It will have gravitational pull. The fundraising campaign will soon seek support from the entire community. This park and planning for it is something that everyone can have a voice in, can participate in, and can support. It'll also produce jobs. It will help build our economy. It's a significant investment in quality of life, and quality of life has economic value. It gives Lexington a competitive edge. Quality of life attracts new jobs to Lexington. It also enables businesses already located here to attract top talent and to grow. Ann Bacus is the perfect person to lead this campaign for Town Branch Park. She is an accomplished businesswoman, an outstanding corporate citizen, and she is passionate about her city.
There are two basic parts of this unique public-private partnership, Town Branch Greenway and Town Branch Park. The Greenway is a linear park and trail system through downtown Lexington that will connect 22 miles of protected bike and pedestrian paths along the Legacy Trail and the Town Branch Trail. Town Branch Greenway is fully funded, yay, to the tune of $40 million through federal, state, and city grants. The city is leading this effort, and we understand the construction will begin in 2018. Mayor, is that correct? All right. Town Branch Park will be privately funded, world-class signature park located right here in Manchester Street parking lot. We are working closely with the Lexington Convention Center, City of Lexington, and a long-term lease for the park. LCC has been absolutely fantastic to work with on this project. The Convention Center and the park are a perfect complement that will lead the economic growth and development of downtown Lexington. Scape Landscape Architects from New York won the design competition and remain our lead designer for both the park and the Greenway. We are so fortunate to be working with Kate Orff, the founder of Scape and lead designer on this project, and her very talented and inspired team. The design has continued to evolve, and we are so excited to share the latest evolution of these with you today. Town Branch Fund recently retained Biederman Redevelopment Venture Corporation, which got its start revitalizing Bryant Park in New York City. Since that time, they have worked with similar urban parks projects all over the country. They are working with our advisory board to develop programming plan, revenue model, governance structure for the park. This work will be done in December. Through great design and thoughtful programming, this park will be unparalleled, year-round free, and I want to say that again, free programming for our community. Native landscaping and botanical experiences, one-of-a-kind children's play areas, interactive water features, a performance pavilion and event lawn, a dog park, a cafe where you can grab a coffee, a glass of wine, or a local craft beer, and wonderful dining options that will be unique for this region. And also, Town Branch will be, you will see it running throughout the whole park. Everybody wants water, we're going to have all kinds of water. As you can see, we have been very busy making sure that all the pieces are in place to ensure the success of Town Branch Park. And just months before the formal creation of Town Branch Fund Advisory, I am honored to announce our collective commitment for $5 million to kick off our park. Thank you to the Town Branch Fund Advisory Board. We couldn't do this without you guys. Mayor, couldn't do it without you, your family as well. You all gave so much. Bluegrass Community Foundation, James Graham Community Foundation, and for being early in the project. It is my sincere hope that you all would join me as we work to bring our beautiful countryside into our city. Thank you so much for coming, everybody.
The Town Branch project furthers the deep and essential bond between our city and UK, whose destinies are intertwined. And creating a great park in downtown Lexington will elevate the city and the university. It will be a special place, a place of unparalleled beauty, where all elements of city life and university life can come together through arts, recreation, culture, health, and more. The progress being announced today underscores the steadfast commitment in place toward making this park a reality. I'm gratified to be part of it alongside the many community volunteers and Lexington leaders.
In July, the ribbon was cut on Lexington's first new firehouse in over 10 years, the new state-of-the-art Fire Station Number 2.
Yep, today we are officially opening the first new fire station built in Lexington since 2005. And this replacement for Fire Station 2, it was built first in 1953, 64 years ago. This new fire station is essential to meet the needs of our growing city. Station 2 is the busiest station in town. Public safety is our first priority. That means making sure that our firehouses meet the needs of the areas they serve. We're also making plans for a new station, an addition in Masterson Station.
Today's opening is yet another example of this administration's commitment to public safety. Lexington Fire Department is also committed to excellence. Continuous improvements like the opening of this new Fire Station 2 are why earlier this year the Division of Fire and Emergency Services received the prestigious Class 1 ISO rating, placing our department among the top-tier fire and EMS services in the country. The City of Lexington has some of the most professional firefighters in the country. As our city continues to grow and our fire department locations expand, our residents can feel confident that they will continue to get the high level of service that they're accustomed to.
So, like its predecessor, I know this building will serve this community really well. Inside these walls, many stories will be told at supper time. New recruits will begin their careers, and we will provide a better, more coverage to the citizens of Fayette County. So after 64 years of faithful service, it is time to retire the old Station 2 and open the new Station 2. I invite you to tour the station at the conclusion of the ceremony. It's truly remarkable.
We designed it. We sent the designs to I don't know if it was the jail or the Blackburn facility or somebody that is incarcerated, and they made our tables for us. So they did a great job on it. But again, this is designed by guys that are currently assigned here. And then, another thing, these chairs, they also made these chairs and burnt the city seal. You can see another status board right there. So that's the whole kitchen. The whole firehouse is trying to be more energy efficient, so it is geothermal, the building is. This here is a storm fallout shelter, so it's completely encased in concrete. And this is where the ambulance crew, this is their separate room. So when they go out at night, we don't hear them go out. They only hear themselves go. And then their rooms are on the other side, their bunks are on the other side of that wall there.
Okay.
Every firefighter gets their own personal locker, so that's what all these are, is there's an outside locker and an inside locker. So these are all the inside lockers. Again, one of the big things in the fire service now is our increased risk of cancer because of things we're exposed to. So we don't want to get different products of combustion from wiping down the inside of the truck that's full, has smoke all over it, and mix it in with our clean stuff. We're trying to reduce our chances of cancer, basically our incidences of cancer.
It's a place of safety. It's a place of security. It's a place where people are ready to risk their lives at literally a moment's notice. The honor of having that in the 5th District and so close to so many other districts is rare and prized by me.
I think today's event only reinforces the commitment of the mayor and the council to invest in public safety. And as our city continues to grow, I think it's important that we continue to give our well-trained firefighters and EMTs the tools and resources they need to reach every inch of Lexington.
It is an end of an era for the 6th District and Firehouse 2, but it's a long overdue end of an era. That station served you and us very well, but as Chief Chilton said, it's time for an upgrade. And this is a beautiful upgrade, and I'm excited for you all, and excited that the facility will provide you all with not just more space and more comfort for your physical comfort as you're home away from home, but also a new space where you can work, you can study, you can train, and be even better firefighters than you all already are. So again, I'm excited. Citizens and residents of the 6th District are excited.
Thank you to the men and women who are serving now, but also to the men and women who got us here on the fire department. 2012, I see Chief Jordan over there and Chief Hoskins cornering me and says, we got to get this Station 2 going. The mayor jumped on board, commissioners, council members really came up, stepped up, added more money to the project, and here we are today. So a big thank you to everyone, and it's a pleasure being a small part of this. Thank you, Mayor.
In August, the Citizens Police Academy hit a milestone. 20 years of educating and bringing the public and law enforcement together.
I was fortunate enough to kind of come into the academy behind Officer Debbie Wagner. She was pretty much the mentor that planted the seed that kind of came up with the idea back in '97 when it actually got started to kind of provide a opportunity for the citizens of Lexington to come in and take a view of your police department. You can come in and kind of watch exactly what the police recruits go through. You can see how they're trained. You can talk to the training staff, you know, the theories behind why we do what we do, and giving them a chance to kind of make up their own minds. It's really education is really what it's all about, versus kind of having someone else kind of dictate, you know, your thoughts and processes about police work and why did he or she make a decision to do it like that. If you kind of come in and you spend a little bit of time vested, it's free. We just do it one night a week, about 3 hours. Usually have a meal before we get started, have a qualified instructor come in, get all your questions answered. A lot of it's hands-on, a big part of it's lecture as well. But it just really doesn't make sense not to take that opportunity to kind of come in and take a look at the, I guess, the legal authority there in your community and what you can expect them to be doing. You know, it's if you have a question about, okay, why is there one police officer out on that stop? Why is there 3 or 4 out on this one? Just commonly asked questions that you can get taken care of, and you can kind of get your own mind, I guess, around, you know, what exactly it is that we do, be educated and share it with others. That's really what it's about. It's a simple concept, but obviously if you're the authority in your community, your people should have the opportunity to come in and see what you do and why you're doing it.
We have a motto, back the blue, and that's what we do. We back the blue in many different ways. And we teach that. After I graduated from the academy, that's when I said that the Alumni Association is just one step further. You can go ahead and get involved and more hands-on with more activities, doing different scenarios for them. And it's just very, very interesting, and you learn so much by doing that you have a lot better appreciation for what the police have to go through on an everyday basis. Talk to my friends, talk to the public, and let them know that the police really are not against the public. They're there to help us, and they're just all-around great people. We want to be the spokesperson for them, for the average citizen out on the street. To me, that's a privilege to get to know the officers. They're just like anybody else. They're like us. They want to go to work, go home in the evening, spend time with their family, and so forth like that. And that's what we try to portray that the officers are. And if you need help, don't be afraid to go up and talk to them. They're more than willing to talk to anybody, anytime, any place.
Well, the Citizens Police Academy is one of the most important things we do here in Lexington because it brings the opportunity for people in our community to learn about our agency and learn about the officers, which I think are the most tremendous asset that our agency has. And once you join the Citizens Police Academy, they continue it on with our Alumni Association. That Alumni Association provides support, not only financially, but also to the officers every day when they're out working. They oftentimes get to be able to say things that we're unable to say, or talking to the community to express concerns, or be able to say, I understand why that happened or occurred because I went through the Citizens Police Academy. We receive tremendous support from them. And right now, to be recognized like they have 4 times nationally as a Citizens Police Academy, as a national standard for the country, I think that's a tremendous asset for not only Lexington, our community, but also speaks well of our Citizens Police Academy and their leadership. So we're grateful for all they do. They do a tremendous amount of work in our community. They do a tremendous amount of work for our officers, and they're always out trying to help and seek and help other people. It's been such a tremendous success since beginning in 1997. I think what they've been able to accomplish has exceeded all of our wildest imagination and dreams. They have actually changed the culture of our police department. When I came on the police department in 1984, the culture was that you didn't bring your families around other police officers. We didn't have events to celebrate things, and it really wasn't a healthy environment from that perspective. The CPA has encouraged support of officers by holding family events and have actually really gone above and beyond. And now you go to events and you see officers who feel very comfortable bringing their kids and their families and sharing with other officers, and it's just a very healthy environment. And I attribute that to the efforts of the folks in the CPA and the Alumni Association. They've done so many things, and obviously they've done it well. They've won every award at the national level that is given to CPA alumni associations. They won the National Chapter of the Year 3 times. No other department or chapter has ever done that. We won Coordinator of the Year, Most Supportive Agency of the Year. We've swept all the awards that are given at the national level for this effort. And it's just certainly a great tribute to the people who've been involved and given their time and talents and efforts.
I've had the pleasure of working with the Citizens Police Academy every year. This is a fantastic organization. So if you haven't been in it and you have an interest in learning about our police department, please do this. This particular academy in Lexington has received several national awards as being the best in the country. And the citizens who get to come learn every aspect of the criminal justice system. I've had the chance to be able to talk to them about what I do and what our office does. So I would encourage you, if you have an interest in learning a little bit more about what we do in Lexington with the police department and the criminal justice system, join up.
The community learns about the police department, and when individuals participate in the Citizens Police Academy, they learn what an officer does every day. It's been my experience they develop a pretty good respect for what the police department does, and they go back into the community and they share that with their friends. So in a city like the size of Lexington, we're just not so big that every citizen shouldn't know or should know a police officer, that there should be a relationship between one another. And I think that the better the relationships are, the better job the police department does in this community. The Citizens Police Academy is also fun. I mean, I've had the pleasure of being there, talking to them. They have a great time. It's a diverse, varied group of people. They have come from very different backgrounds, all kinds of backgrounds, and they get to share with one another their own experiences with law enforcement, and sometimes they have very different experiences with law enforcement. But in the sharing, again, I think that respect and understanding is developed, and the more that we know each other, the more we respect and understand one another, the better place Lexington is to live.
Goodness, I can't believe, and I hate to admit it's been 20 years, but thank you all for all that you've done, all you continue to do. You're the best.
Congratulations on 20 years of success here in Lexington. I remember when it first started off, people were skeptical, and it's probably the best thing our agency has done. And especially the last 2.5, 3 years that the country has seen, it's probably one of the most community-involved programs that we have. So congratulations on 20 great positive years for Lexington Citizens Police Academy.
It's Christmas week and there are no meetings to be televised, but when there are, you can watch them live as well as our other programming right here on Lex TV channel 185 or on our live stream, and find any meeting archived at lexingtonky.gov/LexTV, or find other programming on our YouTube channel at Lex TV. That's all for this edition of Lexington Now. Join us next week for part 2 of our look back at 2017, and keep up with us all week long on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And check out the latest traffic updates on Twitter at our handle @LexRex. Or get a bird's eye view of our live traffic cams on the city's website, lexingtonky.gov. Happy holidays from the staff and producers at Lex TV. I'm Neil Noah, and that's it for now.